Have you ever met someone at a party and the first thing they ask is, "What do you do for work?" And suddenly you realize that your entire sense of self is wrapped up in that job title on your LinkedIn profile? If that thought just made you uncomfortable, you're about to discover why millions of people are living in a psychological prison they don't even know exists. I'm talking about career identity fusion, and it's quietly destroying lives across the globe. Today, we're going to unpack why defining yourself by your career isn't just limiting, it's actually dangerous for your mental health and personal growth. Let me paint you a picture. Sarah worked as a marketing director for 12 years. She introduced herself as a marketing professional. Her friends knew her as the marketing guru, and her entire social circle revolved around industry events. Then the company restructured. Sarah was laid off overnight. But here's the devastating part. She didn't just lose her job, she lost herself. She spent months in therapy trying to figure out who she was without that title. This isn't an isolated incident. This is happening everywhere, and chances are it's happening to you right now without you even realizing it. So what exactly is career identity fusion? It's when your professional role becomes so intertwined with your personal identity that you can't separate who you are from what you do for 8 hours a day. You become your job title instead of being a human being who happens to have a job. Think about it this way. When someone asks who you are, do you immediately think about your profession? Do you feel proud or ashamed based on how impressive your job sounds? Do you panic at the thought of career changes because you don't know who you'd be in a different role? These are all red flags that you've fallen into the career identity trap. Here's where this gets really problematic. Your career becomes your entire source of self-worth. When work goes well, you feel amazing about yourself. When work struggles, your entire sense of value crumbles. You're essentially handing over control of your self-esteem to external circumstances you can't fully control. But wait, there's more. Career identity fusion creates what psychologists call a brittle identity structure. It's like building your sense of self on a foundation made of glass. One major career setback, one industry disruption, one unexpected layoff, and your entire identity shatters. Let me share another story. David was a successful real estate agent for 20 years. He was known in his community as the real estate guy. His confidence, his social status, his entire sense of purpose came from closing deals. Then the market crashed in his area. David didn't just face financial problems, he faced an existential crisis. He told his therapist he felt like he disappeared as a person. Now here's what's really insidious about this whole thing. Our society actually encourages career identity fusion. We're constantly asked what we want to be when we grow up, not who we want to become. We're taught to network based on professional connections, not human connections. We're encouraged to find our passion through our career, as if our job should be our entire life's purpose. Social media makes this worse. LinkedIn profiles, professional headshots, job title updates. Everyone's broadcasting their career identity like it's the most important thing about them. We're living in a culture that treats human beings like walking resumes. But here's what nobody talks about. This obsession with career identity is actually holding you back professionally. When you're so attached to a specific role or title, you become resistant to change, innovation, and growth. You miss opportunities because they don't fit your narrow self-concept. You become what researchers call identity locked. Think about the people who refuse promotions because the new role doesn't match their identity, or professionals who won't pivot industries even when their current field is dying. They're so attached to their career identity that they'd rather fail than evolve. And let's talk about relationships. Career identity fusion damages your personal connections. You become that person who only talks about work at dinner parties. Your friendships become networking opportunities. Your romantic relationships suffer because you're bringing workplace stress and identity into every conversation. Your family starts to see you as your job title instead of as a parent, partner, or sibling. You're not present in your personal life because you're constantly thinking about professional problems. You've essentially turned your entire existence into an extended business meeting. So how do you break free from this psychological prison? First, you need to recognize that you are not your job. You are a complex human being with multiple interests, relationships, values, and experiences. Your career is just one facet of your identity, not the whole diamond. Start by developing what I call identity diversification. Just like financial diversification protects you from market crashes, identity diversification protects you from career setbacks. Invest time in hobbies, relationships, personal growth, community involvement, and creative pursuits that have nothing to do with your profession. Practice introducing yourself without mentioning your job. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but it forces you to think about other aspects of your personality and life that matter. Talk about your interests, your family, your recent experiences, anything except your professional role. Create boundaries between your work self and your personal self. This means turning off work notifications after hours, avoiding work conversations during personal time, and cultivating friendships that aren't based on professional connections. Remember, the most successful and fulfilled people throughout history weren't defined by single careers. They were Renaissance individuals with multiple interests, skills, and sources of meaning. Your job is what you do to earn money and hopefully contribute to society. It's not who you are as a human being. The goal isn't to stop caring about your career. The goal is to stop letting your career define your entire sense of self-worth and identity. When you achieve this balance, you actually become more effective professionally because you're not desperately clinging to outcomes for validation. Your identity is yours to define, not your employer's to assign. Start reclaiming it today.